Just saw it say, where was it? Oh yeah, the gravitational waves, right? So found an interesting article this week. It's like unbelievable. There's all these things. How about this story? The astrophysicist who faked it. Faked what? What are we talking about? The inside story of the gravitational wave signal injection. This story, I'm going to put the link into the t.me/Jeranism link. Hey, that kind of looks like me. I had nothing to do with this. Unbelievable that they try to include me. Here's what they did. And just like we said, because when you tell people that, they're like, what did everybody at NASA lie? 400,000 people lied. You're like, no, who said that? But they don't get it. They're like, well, 400,000 people would have had to lie. Not true. That's not, wait, what does it say YouTube for? I'm going to leave right there. I don't know what the link is for this. At the consoles where people stay at their stations with their little, some of them don't even have a keyboard. They just stare at numbers on the screen, and people, they think that they're like important to this mission. Like we would send astronauts into space and just allow people sitting at consoles to be like, what's F7 do? Crash. Oh shit, I shouldn't have pressed that. Of course, these guys don't have any control over anything. They're just meant to be there and make them feel like they're important. And then they go tell their friends that they work for NASA, and their friends tell their friends. And this is why when somebody says NASA's fake, how dare you? I've got a friend that works at NASA. He's a controller. So the problem with it is you can send fake data to the computer consoles, period. People are like, no way, it's impossible. You can't do it. It's the most easy thing in the world. And then this proves it. So you've heard of LIGO. You've heard of Virgo. I think these two observatories, right? So this whole story tells the story about how they gave a team access to the back room to be able to fake a gravitational wave observed whenever they wanted. And then to see how everybody reacted. Well, they faked it and nobody knew. The entire team, you're talking hundreds of people who went through the process of putting out news reports, getting ready, doing all these things, getting ready for presentations, and because they saw a blip on the little screen. And it was completely fake. Fake as could be. And how do you not realize that if that's, then every bit of satellite data coming to the people sitting at the Mars rover stations, thinking they're driving a remote control car around the red dot in the sky, are being faked that information. How would they not know? Because it's fake data. They get data. How would they know it's fake? And probably every once in a while the data is like confusing, so they're like, "What? This doesn't make sense. I gotta send a ping to it real quick. Oh, he's back online. Everybody, we're fine." Yeah, sure. You keep people happy. There's people sitting in the basement sending things to these people, just laughing. But again, he's talking about a fire drill. Here you go. The LIGO and Virgo collaborators had agreed to set up a mechanism by which our own data could be faked. We created a small team that had the authority to secretly add a simulated signal to our gravitational wave detectors and then hide that fact from the rest of us. This may seem, at first, like a needlessly masochistic thing to do. Measuring ripples that distort space-time by less than the diameter of a proton. So stupid. Think about that. Ripples that distort space-time by less than the diameter of a proton. It says it's hard enough. No, it's not hard enough. It's absurd. It's absurd. Just to finish, they lied about this whole thing. They then went through all the motions. Everybody believed it. You see here, we opened the champagne. We gathered all the evidence, the paper draft. We submitted it to a journal. There were more than 300 people in the room and about another 100 more connected via the internet. We brought lots of champagne. We discussed. We voted to approve the paper draft. Speeches were made celebrating the long road we had traveled, from building incredible detectors to finding a signal to finally executing an entire procedure for claiming a detection. We opened the champagne, and then Jay Marks, the director of the LIGO laboratory, who had been carrying a tattered envelope in his pocket for more than 6 months, took the stage. He was about to open the envelope and tell us whether the whole thing had been a fraud. Sad, sad, sad. If you came home from work and announced, "Today I saw a flock of geese flying across the sky," it's unlikely anyone would doubt you. But what if you said, "Today I saw dragons flying across the sky," blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what turned out to be a fake thing, but everybody believed it. You see, there was no Nobel Prize. They thought they were getting a Nobel Prize. That's insane. And then they say, but 5 years later, we detected a real one. How do we know? Because you guys didn't have the person step forward and say it was fake. That's it. They fake this stuff they are even faking to their own science people that work for them. It's a joke. It's absurd that people are still allowing this kind of nonsense. but they love it. They love they cannot give up on space. They love it so much.